Yeah. Number 10, rows back on university free speech. This is the bill that was a quite, I think, a necessary bill. I think you would agree with me that would sort of guarantee free speech at universities because you've had a lot of speakers who've been shut down over the last few years.
Yeah.
And it's gone up to the Lords and it's come back. And what they've sort of put this amendment on it that says that you can only, and what this bill would have done was allow people who've had their speeches cancelled to then essentially sue universities or to take it further.
But the Lords have said no.
The Lords said no, and instead saying that you can only do that once all the other complaints procedures within the university have been exhausted. And people like Joe Phoenix, who you probably covered on your...
I've interviewed
who worked at Open University. She was sort of hounded by these trans activists. And she's basically saying, look, if I'd had to... This allows the universities to just keep on kicking it into the grass.
Right. I mean, this is the thing about
get banned from Open University. It's on
Turn off the telly.
TV at 2 a.m.
She was harassed quite exhaustively by members of staff and students at the Open University to the extent that she ended up with PTSD, a very, very serious case. So, I mean, look, the point about this is I've always been a bit uncomfortable about the idea of a legislation that sort of says you must have free speech. It feels a bit weird, you know.
Yeah, forced.
Forced free speech. On the other hand, we did sort of reach a point where incidents like Joe Phoenix and Kathleen Stock at the University of Sussex, it was getting to the point where student activists were effectively bullying and harassing members of staff, and the university authorities were doing nothing about it. So it does look like something was needed. But this is a weird amendment, isn't it, Leo? Because the Lords are basically saying, you know, as Josh says, you have to exhaust every avenue, but also you have to prove that you've lost out financially. But financial loss is not the point. No one makes money from appearing on university campuses.
People get paid, I'm assuming.
Not visiting speakers, not generally.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, what's the point in doing it then? Why are they complaining?
Altruism.
Altruism?
When I speak at universities, I do it for free because it's for a good cause.
Let me just tell you right now, I would not do that for free. That's mental. That's like doing work. But this is just bringing it into line with other legal legislation. If you want to sue somebody for defamation, you have to prove to the judge that you've exhausted other avenues of mediation and trying to resolve it outside of the courts before you bring it to the court and bring this sort of onerous task to the courts to deal with. And also you have to prove that you've suffered material loss.
But you don't think there's a problem with students not being able to invite certain speakers because the universities won't let them?
Oh, a huge problem. But I think it's like a lot of things. It's not something that you can really legislate against so much. I mean, it's good that there's some legislation there that'll help nudge it and help provide retribution for cases where there has been that hounding on campus and nothing's been done about it. But this will just encourage the cancellation to be pre-cancelling. So they just won't book those problematic...
Well, we've already got that. We've already got that problem. We have that preemptive problem at the moment. But Josh, I mean, is there an issue here that, you know, effectively, like we say, it's not easy to sort of legislate against this sort of stuff. Is it a cultural shift among the student mindset, you know, that they don't try and cancel speakers, they go along and disagree? That would be the way to
that would be nice. But I think actually what this bill would help is hopefully give a bit more backbone to the people running the universities who can instead point to legislation and say, it's in the law, we have to have free speech. So if there's something there that then they can point to and say, hey, guys, little students, I'm with you guys. Yeah. OK, I love you guys, but...
Why are they American?
That's how I speak to my kids. Hey, guys.
OK.
I love you.
That's creepy. Let's move on to Friday's Times now.